and gentlemen, the master is here. Ira David Wood the Third is with us this morning. He always comes out just before he goes to perform A Christmas Carol, which we'll give you the dates and all and where you can go see it. But listen, if you've never been there, you got to go because it's very funny, very Christmas, very good. I don't know I never know whether to call you Ira or David or
His
Mr.
call him David.
or King. I don't know which one to call you. But my daughter, we go all the time now. It's been like 4 years in a row, and so this is our tradition now that we go. And so my oldest daughter was going to try out, so we went to, this was like the learn everything you need to know to try out. And she was in awe. She goes, oh my God. I'm going to say, it's just a guy. Come on, it's okay to go talk to you. You were so sweet to her, and she's a big fan.
Well, thank you.
Big fan. And so, all right, so let's talk about the book. So he's got a book that's out today.
I do. It's released today. It's called Confessions of an Elf. It's a Christmas book. Knock me over with a feather, yeah. 8 chapters, but it's basically a book for folks our age on how to get through the Christmas holidays and maybe rediscover the spirit of Santa Claus. And it's funny, but I hope it's poignant too, and you learn a few things from it, hopefully.
Yeah, which is good because, there's only just a few adult Christmas books that you can read through, but there's not a whole lot of new ones that are coming out.
Well,
this is
today we'll change that, I hope.
Do you happen to write anything about how to put together all the crap that Santa doesn't get around to putting?
No, I think that will be the chapter in the sequel, but that's a whole book right there. Batteries not included.
All right, so do you write that because you're so busy all the time? And good God, I was just telling him, you're on TV like every few minutes now.
Yeah.
Whether it's you're talking about being at the hospital and everything. So how are you feeling? Good?
Doing great, great. I'm like the Tin Man. They gave me a new heart, the whole deal. It's wonderful. It really is. And I'm amazed at how many people I meet who have had heart surgery. It is unbelievable.
Yeah.
There's 700,000 done each year.
Yeah.
And I think most of those people live around this area because I bump into them all the time.
Do you ever get jealous a little bit though, because you look? I don't know if you work out all the time or what you do, but you're physically fit, and then you see big fat guys like me, and you go, why is it that I had heart problems, but Fatty McGee over there is still eating at the Golden Corral?
Well, more power to you. I think it's great. When I left the hospital, I asked them, I said, what can I eat? Mm-hmm. And they said, well, your veins, your arteries, everything's fine. You just had a bad valve. So if you want to stop at KFC and get some potatoes and gravy, I said, you're on the clock, dude. That was my first stop, boy. And it never tasted so good in my life.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. All right, so let's talk about the Christmas Carol because, look, again, you need to go. But you guys are doing, at least to me, I never knew that you had done one. I guess it's the 3rd and the 4th of December. You're going to be over at the DPAC.
Right, at DPAC, yeah.
And then you're on the 8th through the 14th. You're going to be at the Progress Energy Center.
That's right. That's home for us. And we've got 89 people in the cast this year. So it's a small little gathering of friends. Yeah. And it's really been a celebration. We've had a lot of people come back and join the cast since I'm coming back after the heart surgery. So it's been wonderful to have them around. David Henderson playing Jacob Marley again, and being on stage with him is like sitting down to a 7-course meal. He is hysterical.
Okay, is he the big, huge guy?
Oh, no, you're talking about Christmas Present.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, who sings and comes out. John Scherer.
Oh, my God. Does he live here?
He lives here, and he plays around. He's got a great little group, and they play around the Triangle area. So if you ever hear about Big John Scherer, go watch him perform. He's terrific.
Erica.
Is everybody in the cast usually local, or are they from all over the country?
They're local.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that makes it even better.
This guy that we're talking about, I don't know what is he, like 6'5", something like 6'7". He's huge. And he's got a voice like regular, and I would think, I mean, he could be like a big, giant Santa Claus. Constantly. He is awesome.
He is. Well, he is our Santa Claus.
Yeah,
I mean, that's everybody just sits in his lap, me included. Hi there.
There's one of our buddies who does a lot for the show, Frankie. and his daughter are there, and we got Frankie the Midget, but he's there all the time, and so you see so many people that you know that are in there, and you're like, oh, look at that guy, look at that. But the good thing is you change stuff. How far in advance do you have to start telling? Because it's all very timely, funny jokes that he tells. And if you're not listening carefully, you'll miss it because they're so dry, but very funny. How often in advance do you start all the jokes and stuff, the things that are going to change?
Oh, they fall in our lap a week before we open, because if you want them really topical, and just pick up a paper and right now you can't miss. I mean, I asked Jacob Marley this year. I say, Jacob, are you in heaven or hell? He says, I'll let you know when the Republicans pick a nominee. So it's stuff like that you're going to say.
Yeah. This year, can you have the ghost of Herman Cain's past?
Oh, he's there. Herman's there. Don't worry.
We're talking to Ira David Wood, who has got the new book out. It's called Confessions of an Elf. It comes out today. Make sure that you get it. And also next Tuesday at 7:30, he's going to be doing a book signing at Quail Ridge Books. And you're a friend of the show. You've been coming in here for years. And one of the things I've always wondered about the production, Christmas Carol, that you're going to be doing, is do you guys, because you've been doing it so long and you've traveled all over, to do this, do you guys have to pay royalties to be able to do it at this point every year?
No, and that's the wonderful thing. It's like Shakespeare. It's royalty-free. But we did meet the Dickens family. They've come over to see the show, and they loved it. In fact, his great-great-grandson said, I think that's one thing about the show that he wouldn't have liked.
Erica, didn't you meet Dickens? So anyway,
yes, moving right along.
Only 4.
Say like 2.
4 of them family
3 and
members.
a half.
3 of the family
3 and a
members.
half.
Okay.
Dave, you said the one thing about the show that he wouldn't have liked was what?
He said the one thing I think that Charles Dickens would not have liked about your show is the fact that he's not playing the role of Scrooge.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, that's cool.
All right, tell us about last year. When was it last year? Your son, was it your son that was doing it? Yeah.
Yes.
And so, but I mean, he's there all the time, so he knew what to do and how to do it. But how was he received very well when he was doing it?
He was amazing.
Yeah.
Sitting in the audience and watching him was the strangest experience because he has all of the moves down, the little nuances he knew, and it was just really strange because it was like I thought it was me up there. Because he's wearing the makeup, the costume.
When will you say enough's enough and kind of give him the crown and let him go do it?
I guess the day I get up and it just hurts too much to move, But I'm talking, and he runs on the stage this year 2 or 3 times.
Oh,
goes,
good.
Dad, you feeling okay?
Yeah, that's good.
I'll let you know.
That's good.
We're talking to David Wood, and of course, every year you come in and you give us updates about how your daughter's doing. Of course, Evan Wood, who I swear to you, it's just any day now before she wins the big Oscar. An amazing actress. Ides of March.
Yes.
What's her experience with that?
Well, my wife and I went up and watched her on location and got to hang, thank you very much, with George Clooney and Ryan Gosling.
Name dropper!
Yes. But I told Gosling, I said, my wife and I decided we were going to beat you when we met you. And he said, why? I said, because you made us cry in The Notebook. He said, no, that wasn't me. That was the music. But Clooney sat down with him before they were shooting a scene. And they were sitting at a table, and Clooney was giving him these notes, kind of talking him into the scene. He was very serious. But standing where we were, we could see that Clooney had a water gun under the table. And he was squirting Gosling in the crotch. So when Ryan got up to do the scene, it looked like he'd wet his pants. Everybody fell out. Clooney rode by me in an SUV and rolled the window down. He said, David, I got something very important to tell you. I said, what? And the window rolls up, and he's talking. And the SUV went down a few more yards, and the window came down. He stuck his head out and said, and don't ever forget it. And drove off.
Is he as hot in person as what we
I had a boy crush on him. I mean, he was. I told him.
Yeah, he's hot.
Yeah, he is, and he's the nicest guy. He
Yeah.
really is nice. And when you meet him, it's like you've met him and known him all your life.
And Ryan is like what? The People's Magazine hottest guy, one of them.
Oh, he's got that little shy boy
Even
thing
with pee-pee
going.
pants,
Oh,
he's still hot.
I told him, I said, dude, you get a lot of mileage out of this. That little shy thing, And all the girls just love it. They're just, screaming and yelling across the street, on location with him. But again, they're just great people. And then, of course, my daughter goes over to the film festival in Venice.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're at George Clooney's little villa. And they're on Lake Como, driving in the boats, and they're going to the Venice Film Festival via the boat. Then for her birthday, which is September the 7th, she flies to Paris, and she's on the dance floor, having a wonderful time in Paris, and somebody with a wild elbow knocked a tooth out.
I heard about that.
I mean, the tooth was totally gone. And, and I love, she sent me a picture, and it's hysterical. This little tooth looks little red. But she said, and she calls up and she goes, Dad, I just don't know that I'm going to be able to make it to go to Canada to the film festival. I said, oh, cry me a Lake Como river. I mean, really? Are you kidding me? Italy and France to dance. I said, it's just quite a life for her. She's doing very well, and I'm very proud.
You know, we follow her obviously every year. We talk about her, and she's local, and she's an amazing actress. But you know, she's been in the news a whole lot this year.
Yeah.
First off, there was the nude scene.
Yes.
There was an HBO, and I got to ask you about that. There was the bisexual thing.
Yes.
Then there was also the she's engaged because she's walking out of a place wearing a ring.
But the ring was my sister's ring that she gave to Evan years ago, and Evan has worn it actually in a lot of movies and TV things that she's done. And every now and then somebody will see it like they've never seen it before. So they'll ask her, you know, are you engaged? She's with Jamie Bell right now, and we're really, really delighted about that. Jamie played Billy Elliot in the movie, and has just finished 10-10. And they'll be here for the holidays, so we're very, very excited.
So he's coming in too with her?
Oh, yeah.
And he did not make a record about loving Satan, did he?
No, not yet.
How does that go for you? We were just talking about parenting this morning. Did you ever get involved in her decision making, or you let her kind of make her own decisions?
Oh, you have to let them make their own decisions. I mean, you can give them some advice. You can say, this is scary, you know, and you know sometimes your kids are going to get lost, and but they inevitably will make their way back if you just keep the light on. And love them unconditionally. I mean, you got to do it. And Manson, when he came to town and spent the night at the house,
do you think they had sex at your house?
Oh.
Don't ask that question.
Let me tell you why. You know why? Okay. So for some reason, here's for some reason. Whenever we go to my house, my folks' house, my wife would always get crazy horny. But when I would go to her folks' house, I would, and she's like, no, we cannot do it here. Yeah. And I'm like, why? Because this is my bedroom that I grew up in.
Yeah. And the guilty pleasure.
Yeah, so do you think Manson came and was like, come on now?
And I'll tell you why. Because they came in like for 24 hours, and my father-in-law had brought a bottle of tequila. So we started on the tequila about 6 in the afternoon, and about 8 or 9 that night, Manson, my nickname for him now is Cuddles, because he was cuddling me and hugging me and going, you're the best dad I've ever had. And we were up till 6 the next morning. And finally I said, you guys got to go to bed. We'll be cooking breakfast in a couple of hours. So they went to bed, and then about 8 o'clock I was cooking some bacon and eggs, and Evan came down, and she walked up next to me and put her arm around me. She said, Dad. I said, what, honey? She said, you have killed Marilyn Manson. Thank you. So I went to the bottom of the stairs and yelled up. I said, hey, Cuddles, we're opening the second bottle of tequila. Don't you want to come down? And from way upstairs in the bedroom, I heard, oh, my God. So, no, I don't think they did it. I think he was down for the count.
That's very funny.